Well, I do not know what happened here, but
Maybe
guess
not.
what?
We are live right
We
now.
are live,
We're
but
live 15 seconds in.
for some reason, my national anthem is gone.
Okay, well, I don't got
Let me
anything. We're having all kinds of technical difficulties
tell you
tonight.
what. Just a second. I found a new one. Everybody, we are live, but we're going to play our intro. Here it is.
All right.
I
All right.
go. All right, now we are live and ready.
I like that picture you had there on. I've seen that
Yeah.
on Facebook or YouTube.
You know this here?
Mm-mm.
No.
When you had with Trump and all them guys at the ARs.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool, wasn't it? I'd have to load that one up. Oh man, so everybody tonight, thanks for joining us. But I can tell you this right now, I'm feeling a little bit like low energy Jeb. It's been a long week already. It's only Wednesday, so if
Well, not
if
on
that's what
top
it
of
seems
that,
like it, that's
we've
where
had some good technical difficulties going
Oh
on here. So
yeah, Jamie's got no controls tonight, and I know
nope.
some of you wish that you could do that to him every day, but it's really a hindrance here.
Yeah, somebody upstairs does.
Welcome Facebook, Twitter, or sorry, X. I still call it X. Glad to
Yeah,
have
I
you all
can't
on
even
there.
see how many people are watching or nothing.
I know that's we're right now we're tipping 11 to 12, and it's growing.
Oh,
So, yeah. Well, you got to remember, I think it's a pretty nice evening after all the
yeah, it was supposed
storms
to
and
be
stuff.
shitty, and I was like, finally, we're gonna get a shitty night. We can get some more. Actually, by the end of the shows, it was per usual doing. I don't know why, but that's how it rolls.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, over on the western edge. Dan, did you get any of that weather? It kind of looked like some of it was going that way, but we kind of got missed. We had enough moisture here to shut me down from haying, but not enough to really make a significant difference. So there is that. I don't know what you guys got up there, but
I didn't even 1000s, 1500s or something. So it wasn't not
yeah.
a whole lot. We'll take
Yep.
take whatever though.
It
I'll
was
hang on
enough to
wide to there.
settle the dust and maybe take that fire hazard down a little bit. But
Right.
I borrowed a different machine, and man alive, Jamie, I did find one. I might end up going to Minnesota and buying the exact machine that I've
Yeah,
been
that's what you
borrowing.
were saying. That was working pretty good for you. You were booking right down the field there. Looked like
Oh my
knocking it down
goodness.
pretty good.
In a smooth field, 6 to 7 mile an hour, I can go with that disc spine. That's pretty cool. I like that. You knock
Really
some hay down. Yeah. I mean,
awesome.
I bail around that, 6, well, anywhere from 5 to 7, depending on
Mhm.
how heavy and how smooth the field is. But I was pretty tickled about that. So
If yeah, so if you're watching and it doesn't look like I'm paying much attention right, that's because I'm sharing this social media stuff. So
yes, he is. I knew you were probably doing
a
that.
few, I got an invite to a few other private groups that are unsolicited. So if I share it to them and
Wow.
they kick us out,
Then
hey,
we
if you want
know.
me in any group, if you want GAT701 in the group, this is what's going to happen.
So on Friday, everybody, I'll be doing a show on this Friday with Todd again. I actually got it pretty much planned out, and I had a request while I was at the gun show, and
Hmm.
to talk about some World War II guns. Actually, more than one request. I don't know how many guys stopped by and said, "Hey, some of them I knew, some I didn't." I was like, "Well, heck, at least I know
Awesome.
they're listening in the area." I thought
Yeah.
that was kind of cool, but they're like, "We'd love to hear you do a few." Just a little segment on World War II guns. I said, I could do that. I'm not an expert by no means, but I do got some knowledge of some. They wanted me to do a few of the German ones, which one of my favorites, and I'm probably going to start off with is the MG42. And I think I'm just going to talk a little bit about that on Friday. So tune in for that. The following Friday and on Wednesday, I won't be here. I'm taking a vacation, Jamie.
Next Wednesday or not?
Yeah, that's next Wednesday already coming up.
So
You'll be
you're going to be gone
solo.
next Wednesday, and then
And that
next
Friday.
Friday I'm filling in for you
Uh,
on Todd's
yeah.
show.
I mean, I could do it. I'll tell you what, we'll talk, Jamie. I could
I mean,
probably
I'll
hook
do
up
no
and do
problem.
it.
My computer's working.
Yeah, if you're yeah, we
Might
gotta
have to
get
do
that.
a few test runs here and make sure I can.
We'll get it going by then. If
Because
nothing else, like I
I mean,
said,
you had some problems right there right away again too when we started out. So
we
who knows
did.
if we got a
So
little matrix glitch in the matrix here or what's going on, right?
we'll work on it, yeah. And then of course we also have a little something going on here. I'll give you a boom out of there. There's some Freedom Seed delivery
Freedom
systems
rods.
there. Yep.
Yeah.
So we got that going on there. You can go to our website, gunsand71.com. It is on there. And a couple guys have already said something they didn't purchase there because there's a $3 fee attached to that. I can't do nothing about that. Being this is for the nonprofit, and that's the ticket price. We got the cost of the guns figured in there, and we got to make a profit between the two counties. So it's got to
Yep.
be on there because that's what they're charging us. That's why don't ever get rid of cash, anybody. Don't get rid of cash because the cash is king and you'll have point of sale charges and
Oh, I'm sorry. I
fees.
don't have change for 100.
Yeah, well, then buy a whole book.
You're buying it then, you son of a bitch.
so, so speaking of that, we'll start out with the Second Amendment. I put it up here. I got it memorized. But hey, a well-regulated militia, and as the governor says, comma, being necessary to the security of a free state, comma, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, comma, shall not be infringed. And those commas matter. It's a definitive thing.
Hey, but the governor was out at looked like a baseball game the other night, enjoying himself.
But
Cold drink
he
out of
was
the
sporting one
right
of
there.
these.
Yeah, the guns and love it.
Yeah, I
Thanks,
met with.
Kelly, Governor
Yeah,
Armstrong. We
awesome.
appreciate that.
Yeah, when I
I'll
met
say
with
that.
him.
Remember, Clay? I told you I went to his election party that night.
Hmm.
Guys rolling around. I don't know what kind of beer he had in there, but he had the guns and 701
Who's
koozie around his
I
beer.
know that's awesome. He sports the gear, and we appreciate that.
Absolutely, he does.
I
That's
know we'll get
awesome.
him on here again. I thought that was a fun show, and he knows his stuff. He knows about hunting. He knows about shooting. It's nice to see that, isn't it?
And far more about bow hunting than I ever will.
Or me. I'm not a bow hunter. I don't
He
pretend to
definitely
be
knew his bow
one.
gear there, didn't he?
He did. I'm.
And I'm
I'm
not
just.
talking about Leon Francis's dog bow.
And by the way, I'm not anti bow hunting. It's
There you
not my thing. So,
go. All right, Clay, let's hit it.
yeah, David, good to have you on. Hey, Lynette, nice cool weather, but no rain here. There you go. And Dan said had about less than 2 tenths. That's about what we had, Dan. Wasn't much out here. So, yeah, let's dive into this. Go ahead, you lead it off, and we're going to be kind of talking about the actual House annual appropriations
Yep.
process, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what's in there with the ATF stuff, what applies, what don't apply, what it allows it to and not to do. So, yeah,
And I do know some of this stuff passed today. I can't remember it all, but I know a
yeah.
lot of the stuff pertaining to the ATF. When we're reading it, if it jars something in my feeble memory, Clay, I will, I will say that it did. I got to
And
turn my
I
myself.
gotta say this before we dive into this because it is relevant. For those of you that are pissed off at Trump over this or over that or over whatever it might be, knock it off. Okay. I don't want to hear it. I heard about it this past weekend. And I'll just ask all of you, would you rather had Harris? Would you rather had a Democrat? Would you rather have lost your Second Amendment rights? Yes, Trump has his faults. My God. I think we all know it, don't we, Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
But he was the nominee and he was the only choice. And I can tell you right now, the strides we've made, including which we're going to be reading about here in these
Big
appropriations
time.
bill,
Big
would have
time.
never happened under
Never.
any other Republican president.
Clay, we defunded NPR and a bunch of
Yes.
these other billions of dollars they were getting. And gun
Well,
control was getting funded by billions. It got cut. That would never have happened. We
never.
had cuts to the NFA that haven't happened in damn near 100 years. But yet,
Yep. It's the biggest
my
change.
Epstein list.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, he was a horrible, horrible man. He's
Listen,
dead. Whether he killed himself, whether he didn't, I don't
well,
care.
listen.
He's burning in hell, and that's a good place for him.
Okay. Dan Bongino, damn near every day, he said Epstein didn't kill himself, right? Dan Bongino got in there and actually seen the evidence that they had on this shit. And Dan Bongino, Cash Patel was the same way.
Yep.
So was Trump. Pam Bondi said she had the list. No, she said she had a bunch of freaking
She had the
files
file.
on him. Okay. Oh my God, you guys are ass kissers. No, I'm not. I'm just being
No,
freaking
not.
reasonable. You don't think Trump would? And listen, Clay, I'll tell you right now, I'm not. If Trump's going to release something, you know what's going to happen when he does, Clay? I will bet you $100. The people who, oh, that's bullshit. That's not true. He's holding shit back. That's not true. I don't believe it. You guys can't be satisfied, man.
It's this, and this is a little off what we're going to talk about, but what this is doing, they're trying to fracture the movement. They're trying
doing
to
it.
fracture
They're doing
our
it.
base, and
100%
that's what
they're doing it.
Yeah, the Democrats never fracture. They're insane. They have stupid ideas, but they don't fracture. This is a way to try and fracture us because we're making so much progress. Now, do I like everything? No. Do I like what's going on? Yes. But there's one thing more important. We have a midterm coming up. We have the 2026 midterms coming up next year. We have to win them. We have to retain the House, and it'd be nice to even make bigger gains in the House and the Senate. If we don't, we're done. Okay,
100%,
nothing can get through then. If you can't get it through the House, you can't.
And
get
if
it
you lose the Senate, you're not getting judges. You're not getting judges put through.
You're not getting any judges
and
put
Trump's
through.
Judges are the only thing standing between us and complete fuckery.
Absolutely, the Supreme Court they've been okay, but they've been on both sides, and they're not the end all be all. We can't depend on that. So
That's
just keep that in mind. Quit the Trump derangement syndrome. Get over it. Get on board, and let's push this train forward so we can make gains in the midterms and actually make some real huge changes in those last 2 years. Because remember, Trump's a one-termer.
Yep.
He's a one-termer.
Oh, then we'll get a Musk got his little butthole hurt. So he's got his own party, and you get all these the Epstein list. I demand truth, justice on everything. I need to see those son of a bitches are going to cost us another presidency. Hey, thanks, guys. I mean, my teenagers are going to be growing adults here when this is all over with, and I can thank you guys. We're going to go to war and kick ass, JD. You ain't doing shit. I'll tell you that. There's a handful of people that are do something. Most of you guys running your mouth saying the system's going to crash, and I'm going to be like fucking Rambo, and it's going to be like a prairie dog town to me. I got news for you. A civil war ain't going to be anything like you fucking dream it is.
No, and we already saw what happened during China virus in 2020. All you guys,
there was a lot of guys shooting back, wasn't there?
Well, there was. You know what? If you were wearing a mask, but yet you're coming up and telling me how you're going to take a stand, I don't believe you because you wore a mask. You wore a cloth mask on your face because they told you. I didn't.
But yet you're going to be running around when the system crashes down, taking everybody on and kicking ass, man.
No, they're going to get in line and hop on the train car.
Like Rambo and your arm, no.
So, I'm gonna
get your head out of your ass, guys. Trump, like I said, Trump's going to release something. It's not going to satisfy you guys. People like you, nothing will fucking satisfy you.
I agree. Yeah,
it's like a gun controller, Clay.
We'll
give you guys a little bit here. That ain't enough. I don't believe it. That's not.
And I don't mind taking questions. I don't walk away from it. But if you don't like the answer you get, as of this week, this weekend when I was at the car show this past weekend and visiting with people, some of them recognize me, some know me, and then I didn't get on their bandwagon about the Epstein thing because that seems to be the shiny thing right now.
Yeah.
Don't get pissed at me when I give you what I think because I'm not going to change who I am. I even got called a rhino. Can you imagine that? They called me a rhino.
You? Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody who call you a rhino is fucked.
They don't know me very good.
Clay, I got a good thing. So, not that these are real all the time, but they do reflect a lot of most of the time. Dan Bongino's website, they posted that with Trump's response to all these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he said, if you don't like it, get off the wagon. You're
Yep.
helping the Democrats.
Yeah.
10,000 likes, 632 loves. How many people do you think were mad about that post?
Probably thousands.
Not even close to the people who liked and loved it. So
Oh,
we had
really? Okay. Well, that's good.
10,600 likes and loves and 1,700 angry people who are so self-righteous that
That's good.
everything has to go my way or the system's got to come down or Trump's got to go. It's either got to be my way or the highway, people. You guys can freaking pulp, but I mean, you're blowing your own foot off. We get a Democrat, you'll really have something to scream about. We lose a House and the Senate, and we get Josh Shapiro in there, or this some dumb fuck like Mombani or whatever his name is,
or Newscomb, any of them.
Oh, Newscomb, yeah, he's a sweet talking little bitch. You
I'm
seen him
pretty
on? Did you see him on
positive.
the
I'm
live stream
pretty.
there? With,
Yeah, I'm pretty positive he's going to run for the Democrat nomination. I
Oh,
had
yeah.
feel it. I don't.
Yep.
I really do believe that.
Oh
so.
yeah, and he can sweet talk a bunch of these middle of the road people. You know,
And I'll put it to you this way: like I said, Trump's a lot of things, and I don't worship at the altar of Trump. Don't ever.
Yes, you
I got accused of that too. Like, yeah, no, there's only one
do.
altar I worship at, and that's in front of in front of God. But I can tell you right now, just on my own investments, I like where the economy is going right now. Trust me, these last 5 months have been on fire. If you are invested and you're invested at all, I'm telling you right now, it's been on fire.
I thought we were going to crash with the tariffs.
Unless you're listening to them dumb dickweeds on Sunday on K-Fire.
Oh my God,
that don't know what they're doing, but they buy that spot, so we can't hold them responsible. But tell me, if you're listening to their investment advice, quit listening and pull up. Don't do it.
So, yeah. So I thought we were going to crash anyways. The tariffs were going to.
Oh,
I mean,
a
very wise man who has a website called TDS Network in North Dakota said these tariffs are going to crash everything and the prices are going to go sky high.
TDS Network.
Turns out your big head full of a brain wasn't on the money there, was it, me boy? I agree with Lynette's comment here, though. I do agree with this. Pam Bondi needs to hold a press conference to answer every question. I don't know if that's going to happen, but her and Trump both need to sit up there and answer some questions. I agree with Bongino, maybe Cash Patel, the whole.
And I think they will. They've never run before. We'll see. I agree. I'd like to see them get in front. But remember, they're not going to take every question because not every question deserves an answer from certain groups. They just don't because they're gotcha questions. It's kind of like when we have people on and we're like, listen, we're not going to read a gotcha statement, right?
Yeah. That doesn't. So, Clay, have you ever been really believing in something and then you seen some evidence or something else about it that changed your mind? Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Okay. Dan Bongino, like I was saying, he would say that Dan Bongino and Cash Patel got in there and seen freaking evidence, and then they came out and was like, he killed himself, man. Nobody did. No, that's impossible.
You know, when it comes to that kind of anything, but yeah, like your question was, I've had one ideology, or I've had one outlook or one thought, and all of a sudden, like, oh, I got the information because I was fed wrong information, but usually it is, Jamie, it's somebody I trust and they were wrong. And I trusted them as a source. It did two things. A, well, I changed my mind when I saw the evidence. And two, I don't trust them anymore.
Yeah. And then they came out and admitted it. And then everybody's like, you're a sellout. You're paid off. You're bought off. You're on the list.
But one thing I do and what they need to do, I mean, you've heard me say this. I was wrong on that one. When I'm wrong, I say, hey, you know what? I screwed the pooch on this one. I was dead wrong. Mm-hmm. Doesn't happen often because I usually don't say something generally unless I absolutely am positive and have evidence to back it. Well, you learn those lessons hard. So
yeah. Well, I guess we're going to see how it plays out. And if the world goes to shit and Trump barely loses, I know who to blame.
Josh Patterson says Epstein didn't kill himself. Democrats killed him dead. People can't talk. Well, there could be some truth to that.
Either he killed himself or somebody did. I don't care. He's a piece of shit.
Exactly. He's burning in hell, and I don't care. He's dead either way. Dan Brown says, hey, completely different. The state trap shoot started today at Capital City Gun Club. I will be there tomorrow through Sunday, and we'll have some GAT701 swag with me. Sounds awesome, Dan.
Appreciate that, Dan.
You don't know how bad I wish I could at least just be up there, but I can't. It quit raining finally, and it looks like I'm probably going to be able to hit that hayfield tomorrow. So I actually, unfortunately, I have a meeting in the morning at 10 o'clock, and then I can go hit the hay. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make that.
Yeah, Lynette says nothing but a bunch of grandstanding and everyone is like a squirrel. Yeah, I'm talking
Yeah,
about when I said, and that includes me, by the way. When I said that, do I think I'm gonna, if it happens, I'm fucking Rambo? I certainly don't. For all I know, when the bullets start flying, I could shit my pants and go hide. I don't know what it is. That's why, I mean, I can get mad enough and shoot at somebody, but I had this conversation about combat with the guy who was actually in combat, our man Jake there from Bloodline Kinetics. So you
yeah.
never know until he said it himself. You don't know how you're going to act until the shit hits the fan. So I
You
hope it
don't
doesn't.
right.
But if it does, I hope shit, I might get shot stepping out the door for all I know. Who knows?
And you and I got two different situations. I live in the middle of nowhere, so I have pulled my firearm on people, but I've only had to do it in self defense 3 times. And I can tell you this: it's something that you don't know you're going to do it until you're faced with it. And I
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
Now pulling the trigger is a different thing. You're making a huge decision. How many times have I said that? That if you're trust me, no, none of us want to kill somebody. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know because you're gonna have to live with
yeah.
that your whole life.
And
But
if the system goes down, Clay, yeah,
oh
yeah, you can zap that.
yeah,
No water. You ain't gonna have running water. You ain't gonna have heat. You're not gonna have air conditioning. You ain't gonna go to your goddamn fridge, right?
that's right.
People forget that you're not gonna have freaking ass wipe unless you got a whole bunch of it, and you might. There are people in the city, especially. I got a whole bunch of it. Yeah, you do. And then 20 people kick in your fucking door, kill you, and rape your wife and kids, and take your ass wipe and anything else they want. And then you're not a big hero anymore, are you?
Yeah,
All over fucking Epstein.
I'm telling you right now, it's a different world, and especially when you live in town, you're used to a lot of things that I don't have out here. I mean, I'm pretty self sufficient because we have to be. So yeah,
Hmm.
don't tell me what you're gonna do because
Yeah.
and some of these people come up and tell me this stuff. They're the same people that were wearing masks because they were told to, and I never did. If you were wearing a mask, you're right there discrediting yourself to me because I don't believe anything you say because you wore the mask when you in your car, your own car driving around. I'm not worried that you're going to do anything to me.
Yeah. Dougie says government's been corrupt for over 100 years. This is just one more thing to. Yeah, I mean, more than
Probably
that,
longer,
Ax.
probably longer than that.
I will guarantee you this, Clay. If you had a time machine and knew everything, you could go back to the founding of this country. The people who founded this country, some of the greatest men in the history of the face of the earth. They didn't tell everybody everything.
No, they did not.
So and then people now would go back and, well, you corrupt son of a bitches. We need to know every goddamn time you go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I just,
It's
yeah,
just
I
part
mean,
of society, man. But you got friends that are corrupt behind your back, probably, right? It ain't just the
oh yeah,
government. There's corruption everywhere. I mean, it
it's
sucks. I've learned to
everywhere.
deal with it. And is this a corrupt thing? I don't know. Do you think
Yeah,
Joe Biden left any information in that's going to harm anybody you want to go to jail? I don't think so.
yeah. Just like we won't know if until we're faced with it. And in all honesty, I don't.
Yeah,
The Civil War everybody talks about will not
yeah,
be
yeah.
what they think it's going to
Like I
be.
said,
But
just when they release
so
something, the same group of people are going to piss
that's
and moan that it's a lie and they're holding shit back. And they got something
it.
on Trump. I'm really the most powerful man in the world. The secret
So
society
well,
owns him
I'll
now.
leave it at this for everybody. I would like to see a press conference. I think that's a great idea,
Hmm.
Lynette. But I don't care. It does
I
not
don't either.
matter because of how long it's been.
That's why I'm voting for Trump or I'm not.
No, no,
That's not
yeah,
happening.
it's. I'm telling you right now, we got other things going on that we need to address than to worry
So much
about
shit going
Epstein.
good.
Now, the trafficking part, they're working on. In fact, they're actually arresting a lot of people. That's a good thing. That's happening, and that's been done. That's being. There's so many fingers into that. So I'd rather they focus on the child trafficking and the sex trafficking. That's something we can address, and it's still happening. Epstein's dead.
So hey, Tom
So,
Holman, Clay, 10,000 sex offenders they've
yep,
busted. I
I know.
mean,
I
let's
just saw
reverse.
that.
Let's say to hell with Epstein and let the sex offenders and the millions of illegals flood back. They're going to do it. They're going to tenfold our ass on that if we get a change of law,
If we have a
right?
change in
Doesn't
administration,
matter. I'm up on my Epstein stump. That I am so
yeah.
freaking pure in my beliefs that you guys we just got to suffer the consequences, and
Well,
we'll vote somebody else in next time. The fuck you will.
that's right. They won't. And as far as these people that people from Nebraska and other places that are really on this case, you're
Oh
wrong.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
just dead
He's
wrong.
actually working against us, Clay.
Yeah. and that's a whole nother on a different front. But
Well,
yes,
hopefully he comes back on and talks about it more, because that ain't going to work out well for him in a state that voted almost 70% for
I agree.
BJT.
I
So
agree. So hey, you know what? We're about
let's take our break. Yeah,
half
we
hour.
got
Let's take
off.
our
I
break,
was
and
hoping
then
that
we'll
didn't
come.
happen because I had it bottled up and it pisses
I
me
know.
off. So I'm not
Hey,
talking about it no more.
we're just we said our piece on this, and I brought I'm the guy that started it, but I think it had to be said. So
It
let's
did.
take a quick break. Let's thank some our main sponsor, our headliner sponsor, and then we'll come back and get into this annual appropriations bill.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake.
Make no mistake.
Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
So yeah, we're back. But hey, guys, check it out. That's our big, beautiful sign outside to the west of Mandan, up on the interstate, out on Axe's place. Thanks, Axe, for putting that up there, making that happen.
Credit to Michael Bell for naming it the big, beautiful sign.
The big, beautiful sign.
And by the way, for this cap and the shirt you're wearing.
Yeah, he gave me some shirts, and I proudly wore one this weekend, and yeah, I'm happy to say, I'm down a size or two.
So real quick, Clay, Leon said his messages aren't coming through on X. Leon, I know you're listening. Appreciate you, brother.
Yep.
I asked if you wanted to come on next Wednesday. Doug's are coming through. I don't know something must be. I told him there's a glitch in the matrix because I damn near couldn't get on here tonight. Clay had to send me a link. I tried to log in numerous ways. Didn't happen.
Hey, Leon, I just hopped on X. You're right. They're not even showing up on that side of it on X. So I don't know what's going on.
Something's going on here.
The reason it's not coming through on here is because it's not even coming through on X. I just hopped over on our side there. So yeah. And you know what? To all you guys with your Trump the derangement syndrome,
that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
There you go. Enough said.
Oh, I love that, Clay. That was perfect. I thought you were going to play the other one, but that one's better.
No, I like that one.
All right. All right, Clay. Let's House Appropriations Committee is putting together legislation to fund the government, right? NRA, ILA, the NRA that doesn't do a goddamn thing and nobody listens to, right?
Yeah, they're just an anti-gun group. They just pose that
we're taking Clay and I have been taking shots at them guys for years. Has worked closely with policymakers to ensure several longstanding priorities for gun owners were included in the underlying bills here, Clayton. And we're going to go through them here. The Military Construction, Veterans Affairs, and Related Agencies bill includes a prohibition on the use of funds to allow the Department of Veterans Affairs from transmitting a veteran to the National Instant Background Check System solely on the basis that such veteran has been appointed a fiduciary to manage their benefits. This legislation passed the House June 25th. So
you remember what's happening there, right?
Yeah, Clay, why don't you expand on that one a little bit?
Well, what was happening? We'd have our vets going in there having issues, right? Whether it be maybe suicidal thoughts, maybe they had a drug problem, whatever problem they had that they deemed could be. Essentially, they were pulling a red flag law without a red flag law, and they were listing these people basically as a threat to themselves, or not mentally capable of having a firearm, and they were essentially suspending their Second Amendment rights. And when they submitted that to the NICS system, which is the National Instant Background Check System, they would be a flag and they would be denied the sale of a firearm. I mean, you could have went in there and you were probably of a sound mind, and maybe you just are having a little trouble with maybe some PTSD. You weren't in a danger. I mean, I put it this way: I have a personal experience with a family member. He was doing fine, but he just wanted someone to talk to, so he went and talked to the VA psychologist. They flagged him, and he fought for 2 years to get his
Oh,
rights
he was a
restored.
psycho, huh?
Yeah. So I'm glad to see this because that'll take care of that. That'll stop this now.
Yep. All right. Yep. Thank you, Clay. Appreciate that. The interior environment and relate. By the way, Leon sent me a screenshot of what he sent,
Yeah.
and I told him maybe before or after the next break I will read the pictures.
Email it to me, Jamie, and I'll just put it up here.
Okay, hold on. All right.
Well,
So Leon,
after we get
we're
done.
gonna get your comments up. He said no need to poke the bear.
No,
No, don't worry about it, Leon. I mean, we're gonna disagree on some shit, which is fine, but that's just the way it is.
poke away.
Clay used to be like a polar bear. Now he's like a polar bear cub. Okay, so the interior environment and related agencies bill includes a prohibition on funds for the EPA to regulate the lead content of ammunition,
Hey,
ammunition
good evening,
components, or fishing tackle. That's right, fishermen. Oh, that's fine with me. I'll just use a different sinker. Now, believe me, you're included in this shit too. Under the Toxic Substances Control Act, it also includes a provision to protect recreational activities and access on public lands administered by the BLM and Forest Service.
Yeah.
So, Clayton, protecting your traditional ammo that does not harm deer meat. I don't give a shit what anybody says. If that was the case, Clay, have you ever known one person get lead poisoning from eating deer sausage or deer jerky or anything?
No.
Not a fucking one. But they sure like to do that for this exact purpose. I don't give a shit what little x-ray tests they took down in Iowa. Oh, we found some elevated lead. Really? Were they sick or did they die? Well, no, but okay. And these people ate deer meat like every goddamn day. Derek Newman probably eats shit more than anything. The guy's probably going to live to be 100.
Well, yeah, and then happy birthday, Gunner. Speaking of the Newmans,
yeah, sniper.
Today we went down for, and we had some delicious deer steaks down there last night. So I guess if it causes it, I'm eating lead. Okay? I guess. And this is kind of important too because we're going to have a protection. I'm going to be talking about a story on Friday, talking about how the UK. Guess what? 2026, they're planning to ban lead ammunition all across the board, just have it take effect in 2029. So stay tuned for that. But so this is an important part to get that stopped now because it'll be pretty tough for a Democrat commie to change it back. Because let's face it, we all know that there's a cycle in elections. Republicans win, they hold it, and then all of a sudden the Democrats come and they're going to hold it for a few years. So that's just how it goes.
Anyway. I mean, the way shit's going, I mean, if we can get the dissenters back on board here, we're going to kick ass in the midterms. But you guys got a while to think about that yet. So, hey, and we're going to get this shit passed. You know what, Clay, that we're reading right now and what you're going to talk about? Because we have the majority, my friend.
That's right. That's important. And I think this is what you were talking about. I think this passed yesterday, at least out of committee. Because it was up to the subcommittee markup.
Some of these, and trust me, if they haven't passed it, I would damn near bet you your favorite case of beer that they're gonna pass. They're gonna pass. Yeah. They're gonna pass. Yeah. So the Commerce, Justice, Science, and Related Agencies bill includes a prohibition on the use of funds to impose a ban on imported shotguns, a prohibition on the use of any funds to maintain any record on multiple rifle or shotgun sales to an individual, a prohibition on the use of funds to arbitrarily deny importation of qualifying curio and relic firearms, and a prohibition on the use of funds to require an export license for small firearm parts valued at less than $500 for exports to Canada, which who knows, they might just ban the son of a bitch and importation of it. Yeah. And Clay, I want to say this one. I think this one might be in there already, but
yeah, a lot of these
because they heard it yesterday. It was in subcommittee and they marked it, so I think it's. But hey, stop them from. Listen, they probably got a record somewhere. I mean, I don't doubt that. And there is another bill, Clay. I remember you and I were kind of talking about that. A guy wants him. I don't remember who it was to go in and wipe out any record of ATF ever had of any freaking gun sale or gun ownership that anybody, which would be freaking. You want to burn something? Have a burning party with that. Drop one of them daisy cutters on that son of a bitch or something.
Well, and let's face it,
napalm. I love the burn the smell of
He's gonna
ATF
find
records in
them.
the morning.
There you go. Yeah, they're not supposed to keep them. They weren't supposed to keep them. They changed the law, and now they keep them. And they actually what they did though, they shifted being they couldn't keep them federally. They shifted it to the FFL dealers, and they had to retain them. And then when you either quit the business
Forever.
or then they come and take them.
Yeah, and if you don't have them, then you're in deep shit. If you're an FFL, you
Yep.
got to turn any record you have into
Yes.
the ATF.
Yep.
It's bullshit. There's no reason for that.
So hey, I finally got these comments to post over here, but go ahead. We'll go do them here in a little bit. They're not coming through on the actual.
We got
live
3
chat,
short ones left here, Clay. The defense bill includes a prohibition on the use of funds to destroy surplus firearms and spent brass, which that was from an Obama era thing. They wanted to get rid of all the spent brass to butt hammer the frickin' reloaders so you couldn't reload your own ammo.
Right.
And if you have to buy all your ammo, guess what, Clay? Guess who controls how much ammo you can get? That's right. The Obama administration and the Clinton and the Biden administration, because Trump wouldn't frickin' ban you. This legislation was approved, Clayton, June 12th. So that baby's waiting. That one's already on there.
And I'm excited about that because surplus firearms included that. So if people don't remember, we had a whole shipment of Korea. They come from Korea. They were the M1 Grams. They're still in the
Gangnam style.
Cosmopolitan, I guess they call it. Yeah. Anyway, brand new ones, and they're Korea War era ones. I mean, my goodness. But we can't get them into the country. Maybe now we'll be able to get them into the country.
Pieces of history, really.
Well, I mean, I've got one of my own, the CMP, the Civilian Marksmanship Program. You're able to get them there. We're talking; these are probably number ones because I doubt that they've been tore down. I bet they've been stripped down. But we'll be able to have the matching stocks, barrels.
Nothing can happen. You can bury them in a Titanic and they're not going to rust.
They're a pain in the butt to clean. But,
Cosmopolitan's a bitch to get off.
But I'm telling you right now, that'll be a great thing. We'll be able to get some of those firearms and who knows what else back in here.
All right. Energy and Water Development and Related Agencies Bill includes a prohibition on the use of funds to implement or enforce regulations that prevent the carrying of firearms on property managed by the Army Corps of Engineers. This legislation, Clay, was heard for markup July 14th. Not sure if it's our freaking land, man. It's taxpayer-owned land. We should be able to carry our goddamn guns on there.
Well, it's publicly held trust land. I don't know if you know, everyone knows this, but all them lands are essentially they're a public trust. So yes, we own them. What are they doing telling us what to do on them? But yeah.
All right, Clayton, last one here, short and sweet. The National Security Department of Defense and Related Programs Bill includes a prohibition on the use of funds to implement the United Nations Arms Treaty, which Obama wanted to have that. Biden wanted to have that son of a bitch in there. That's so the UN can freaking do whatever they want with our firearms, override our Second Amendment. Democrats want that.
And this is
you want them guys controlling the House and the Senate again?
No, I don't. I don't ever want them to.
Doesn't matter.
The problem.
My Epstein list.
Yeah, my Epstein list. Well, so if everyone don't understand how treaties work in this country, I recommend that you first of all get one of these so you can read about it. But I don't have to. Treaties are all done and ratified through the Senate. The president signs them. He can sign on to them. And Obama and Biden both have signed on to this UN treaties or UN arms treaty, but it can't take effect until ratified within the Senate. Luckily, they have not had the votes to do that yet. But someday there will be a Senate that's going to have 60 plus votes in it. So what we need to do is make sure.
Probably not going our way either.
Yeah, and they're not going to go our way. And we need to make sure that we withdraw that. We need to get on there and withdraw from the actual signature of
pull
that.
Out, man.
Pull out of it. Absolutely pull out of it. Hey, you were taught that in health, in grade school health class. Pull out.
Anyway. That's right.
Oh,
way to interrupt us, Clayton.
So anyway, Keith says, yeah, Cosmoline, nasty ass grease. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And Doug says Dems didn't release the list. Yeah, they didn't release the list either.
No, they didn't release nothing either. So
I don't want to go back to this, Clay, but they did have a vote in the House. Republicans unanimously voted not to release the Epstein files.
Okay.
This was yesterday or the day before, and yes, everybody's freaking at times anti-Trump hero Marjorie Taylor Greene. Guess what she voted, Clay? Yes or no? I just said all of them voted no.
You know
who voted not present vote? You know, Thomas Assey, the guy who everybody else
Oh,
loves. Thomas
really?
Massey's our greatest
So he voted
hardcore. He's
not
got the
present,
highest conservative stump there is. He didn't even vote on it. You know why? Because he was going to vote fucking no, and you people are going to bitch at him about it. That chicken shit, worm-haired little bitch didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
You don't like Thomas Massey? Not
don't
lately,
either.
I don't. So
So Massey's done good things. He's had good votes, but I don't like Massey, okay? Because at some point, maybe I've been in the system. Maybe I'm a sellout. I don't know, but I've been in the system a long time fighting. And I can tell you right now, yeah, it's fun to go in there and raise hell, and I still do it. You've seen me do it in front of committees and call them commies and everything else. It's fun. It really is. But at some point, sometimes you have to make progress. And you're never, ever going to get everything you want. So you chip away at it like concealed carry permits we did for 20 years. And then finally constitutional carry. Just like we're going to do with the NFA. I'm telling you right now, getting rid of the $200 tax stamp is a chip. It's a chip in the armor. And you can't get up there and say, nope, all or nothing. Just like this Epstein thing. Oh, we hate Trump. No, you know what? Again, I played the clip. It said it all in Trump's own words.
you said clip. Isn't it a magazine? And not Clay. Not only that, there's a bunch of people that say it had nothing to do with the $200 tax stamp. It was about registration. Like I just said, you're registered whether you want or not. And guess what? You will be proven massively wrong after January 1st when the $200 tax stamp is on. You will see the sale of suppressors absolutely freaking blow up.
And it's already starting. I actually, I'm going to talk about that on Friday.
I don't want the freaking registration either. But once there's court cases right now with the NRA and these other agents, organizations.
Well, Silencer Co. I just seen an email. It sounds like they're going to extend their "we'll pay your $200 tax stamp fee" all the way through the end of the year now. So I think I think they just made that just boom. Guess what? Silencer Co. is probably going to see a huge pre-order and sale of suppressors.
No, they wanted to keep that on there, I heard.
Yeah, they're horrible people. And
right,
I can tell you what some of the small suppressor companies are doing, say like Lane, some of the Mac Brothers. Sounds like they're going to take pre-orders. That's what the talk is. I talked to one of the guys down there. And they're talking about coming up with, because they can't eat the $200. They can't. They're not that big. So they're going to do a pre-order thing. They haven't announced it, but it sounds like they're going to do pre-orders. You can sign up. So they'll make them. They'll get them made, right? They can make them. January 1, when that takes effect, you can go in and do the paperwork and then do it. That's brilliant, really. So I think between now and then, I think with that and the companies that eat the 200, I think you're going to see suppressors go They're already up 200 and some 30%. So
Bloodline might have something in the works here too.
I'm waiting for Jacob to get that off the ground because I hope he takes a pre-order and we'll get her done because I need a couple.
Well, Clay, I tell you what, it's 8:42. You want to do should we do our big ad and come back? And
tell you what, I'm gonna go through a couple of these in relation to this, and then we're about halfway through. We'll do it. So
perfect.
I'm gonna more focus on what this other article is about, and this has to do funding for the ATF within the appropriations bill that Jamie was just talking about. This is specifically the 154 pages that apply to the ATF. So we can't get rid of the ATF, evidently. There's a whole bunch of things going on there, or merge it with DEA. So anyway, it's set at $1.2 billion. You realize that, Jamie? $1.2 billion.
I did not realize it was I did not
either.
That's a massive amount of money.
And that's a decrease of $418 million. So that's a decrease.
That's not enough.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm freaking kidding. Go on, Clay. I don't want to get.
I know you are.
That's
At least
a lot of
it's
money.
a decrease in spending. Most of the time, it's just a decrease in the rate of increase. So, and during the Biden administration, that's when all this happened. So now this is going to force the agency to reduce its workforce, which we saw the court case, and the Supreme Court said, pound sand, you can hire and fire whoever you want. It's an executive branch thing, separation.
Thank you, Trump judges.
Absolutely. And they're going to eliminate. They're going to eliminate like more than 1,000 positions. That's good.
Yep.
And then last year, the Democrats argued that they should have a $2 billion. Get this, they wanted a $2 billion.
Another $800 million tacked onto the $1.2 billion to come and harass the living piss out of you even more.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. So in part of here, in that bill pertaining in that 154 pages within the appropriations bill, 40% of funding will be made available is all. Okay. The processing times for the National Firearms Act applications cannot exceed 120 days in the case of paper application and 60 days in the case of electronic application, which they've already fixed that, honestly, which is
Right.
nice to see.
I mean, it's electronic. It should be instantaneous.
Yes. I mean, I know people now that are getting it within 24 hours. So that's
Unless you're logging on to Restream tonight and instantaneous.
yeah.
First problem really I've had with that ever. So anyway, go on.
No funds made available to ATF can be used to classify, tax, or register any firearm with an attached stabilizing brace or other similar brace or rearward game talk tonight attachment. So essentially, no $200 tax, no kind of tax. They can't
Hold on,
make
Clay,
a new
back
one.
up there. You missed a very important one right before that.
I did.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I
No
did.
funds, maybe.
No funds may be used to transfer the functions, missions, or activities of BATF and E to other agencies or departments, which effectively, like I was just saying, kills a controversial proposed merger with the DEA.
Woo!
So
that's too bad, ATF.
Yeah, so they're going to defunct them in a way, which that's okay.
As you and I have said before, Clay, even if they do that, other agencies which are going to swallow up whatever, I mean, they're going to be doing the same shit. It's who's president and who's running ATF is what matters.
Absolutely, and then we saw that, especially
whether it's ATF or FBI or whoever the hell is going to be doing background checks and talking to guns.
No funds can be used to create, operate, or maintain a federal firearms registry. Well, we already have a law against that. So this now bans funding for it because they started doing a backdoor registry several years ago. They got caught, they quit, then they tried a different scheme. So it's being done without being done, but this will actually take the funding away. So it's going to be pretty tough to do it. The biggest thing is you got to have people in there that will report it to people like Cash Patel and Pam Bondi to stop it. Because if they don't, I call them the ingrained commies, whether it don't matter what party's in power, they're bureaucratic freaking pieces of shit. They think they're in charge of everything,
and they're ideological. I mean,
and
they're
ideology
working for their ideology more than they are for the people of America.
Absolutely.
We're talking about real quick before you get off the registry here, Clay. Brian Warner says, our man out there, a fellow MBE, as much shit as we are all registered on, what does it matter? I like the fact that the $200 cheaper. Me too, Brian. I mean, I want it all off, but that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
Dougie says, I agree, Brian. If you aren't on a list, what the fuck have you been doing besides the Epstein?
Hey, Jamie, I probably got my own satellite assigned.
Oh, yeah, hovering right above there, yeah.
So, but I'm with you, Brian, and we were talking about this on the show. Yes, I'd have loved to see the elimination, but that has to come congressionally, and to pass that threshold, you need 60 votes. We could nuke it. We can change the rules and nuke it and pass it with a simple majority, but then that rule is gone. And when the Democrats take control, and inevitably they will, if not this time, they may take over again in maybe 1, 2, maybe even
it doesn't
3
matter,
cycles.
Clay. They're all the same.
Yeah, they're all the same. But that's the problem that we have. We don't want that 60 vote threshold is the only thing that saved our butts through Obama.
And I mean, it did
Biden.
Save the Democrats on some shit. I mean,
it has. It works both ways, but I'd rather have that than not have it.
I mean, I'd love to have it now.
Yeah, but then they'll use it the other way for us.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
And I like the 60 vote threshold because it's tough to hit.
So who changed it on judges again? Was it Harry Reid or was it the Turtle?
It was Reid, I think. If I remember.
I think
right.
It was too. I think it was Harry Reid.
Yeah. Old dingy Harry, as Rush used to call him.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so when I look at this stuff, yes, I wanted it all, but I will take the $200 elimination, which, by the way, everybody, that opens up the door, and I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole tonight. It opens the door for court cases, and what's it give us, Jamie? Standing.
That's
because
right.
Now there's no true tax, and it was always a tax. That's what always was the backbone of the NFA. It was a tax. If you never read the 1934 National Firearms Act, go read the son of a bitch before you start talking about it, and you'll learn it's a tax. And if there's no fee to a tax, what's it do? Makes it irrelevant. So,
and Clay,
and then the
not that we're going to go down the rabbit hole, But
What's
as
that?
I said last week, and when I was doing them, there was a Supreme Court case in 1937. They ruled the entire NFA was a frickin' tax. So
Yes, and with no number associated with it now, guess what? We have standing in court to say, well, if there's no tax,
it might not even
what's-
have to go to the Supreme. This shit might be over before we know it, Clay.
it may be, but I doubt it.
Woo, better win a tingle.
It's going to get all the way. And I think we got a pretty favorable court to, take care of it, Doug.
I wish I could click this comment up
Here, I'll put it up there for you. So, Clay, you don't seem so low energy anymore. Yeah, you're in my wheelhouse now here. So
I love
I'll tell you
it.
what, we're going to stop there, and then we'll
Okay.
come back and finish it up. I think we'll take a quick break. Maybe I can get a little more low energy than what I've been.
Yeah. And then we're done with this, Clay. We're going to get to our brother Leon Francis there from 2A701.
Yes.
We're going to get his comments up here.
All right, we'll see you here in about 4 minutes. So
Poke that bear a little.
poke the bear.
Ah!
But I'm a little cub now. I'm not the big guy.
Yeah,
anymore.
you're a little polar bear
All
cub.
right. See you on the other side.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake.
Make no mistake.
Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Looking for the best gun gear for every and any situation? Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton Laser Craft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton Lasercraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton Lasercraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton Lasercraft, where memories are engraved.
All right, we are back. And speaking of Horton Lasercraft, Roger and Jane are not back yet. They went on a little trip to Arizona, then over to Florida, across the United States. Sounds like it might be another week, Jamie. So
That's fine. I sent him a message, and guess what, Clay? We got some magazines on the way. Not clips, magazines.
Mags. And something else.
And
We got a little something else for you guys too. So
yeah, Horton's going to be doing a little laser work on that for
Well,
us. And
Kelly can't be the only one that had them. So just we'll give you a
yeah,
hint. There you go. So
that's right. That's right. That's right.
by the way, Kelly said he forgot my hat the other day, so he's probably gonna have one and have you pick it up or something. So.
Okay, perfect.
Anyway, but all right, so let's wrap this up quick because
Yeah.
I got some things I want to talk about too. So
Yeah.
anyway. Oh, there. I'll tell you what. Yeah, we'll finish this up. There we go. We got you on there, Leon, but I'm going to put up
there
your
he
comment.
is.
So, all right. Another thing that I like in there, no funds can be used at all that supports lawsuits against any FFL or person to subject to firearms regulation unless the ATF is directly named as a party. This short circuits possible future collaboration, lawsuits against firearms industry members by anti-gun groups and Democrat-run cities, such as what we've seen against Glock under the Biden administration. Essentially, what they were doing is they were doing the same thing that states did to the tobacco companies, and the tobacco companies just settled. It was the same exact tactic. I knew they were going to do it then. They started it, about 5 years after that. So that shuts that down. And luckily, we've had a lot of gun companies win those, but it costed a lot of money fighting those lawsuits.
And contrary to popular belief, the anti-gunners are far more well-funded than we are. So.
Oh shit! They if we had their money, we'd never lose anything, and we would own the legislatures and the Congresses. Yeah, I love this one. No, and this happened. You got to remember, this was because of the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, and then when they created that committee that old Kamala the Hoe was in charge of.
Yeah.
Anyway. Funds may not be used to implement any red flag or extreme risk protection order laws. They also cannot implement any statute, rule, policy, or interpretative guidance that effectively does the same. It basically this upends any federal support or efforts to put gun seizure laws in states, and that's what they were doing. They were giving grants out to states, going, "Hey, if you do this, or you form this, or you make this coalition." We got funding for you, and that was through the bipartisan my ass. Because you got a couple of commie Republicans that voted for it. But so I'm glad to see that that's going to go away.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
No funds can go to supporting the ATF's out of business records imaging system. So I bet you a lot of people didn't even know this existed, and that's what was happening. They have over 1 billion records. So good example, a friend of mine that lived in Bison passed away a few years ago. He was an FFL dealer. His son thought he'd take it over. Well, unfortunately, he died within, I think it was a year of his dad dying, and that whole other thing. So the wife basically took the records, called the ATF. They came and took them all. Well, I imagine they ended up in here. They were taking basically an actual image of every record and dropping it in their database. So every transfer that he did,
so you mean registering them?
Yeah, it's a de facto registration, and they're not supposed to do that. But they didn't call it a registration; they were just keeping records. You know how that goes, right? Because they changed the law so that FFLs had to keep the records. Well, when you get rid of your FFL and turn it over, you have to turn your records over. Well, they got the records now. And yeah, they're going to keep a record of the record. So there you go. Basically, this will take care of that. No funds can be allocated to enforce the ATF's frame or receiver final rule, which, as we all know, came under the Biden administration. And it banned 80%ers. If you don't know what an 80%er was, essentially a lower. that was 80% finished, and you could buy that without a check or anything because you can make your own firearm and you don't need to have anything to do that. You may make your
I
own.
mean, I don't like that, Clay. We should get the Democrats running the House and Senate again.
Yeah, they do a great job, right? Yeah. And I can tell you this, if you've ever tried to do it lower and finish it, you need some help. It's better if you've got the machines, a guy like Jake or someone like that. There's a little more to finishing an 80%er than just putting parts in
They
it.
print damn things. I mean, that genie's out of the hat, man. You can ban the shit out of anything you want. They can print it. I mean, you
Printers
saw the
changed
thing on
everything.
Independence Day, right? In Philly, where they had the goddamn Glock switches dumping mags at each other, and
Yeah.
they look like a bunch of little kittens trying to crawl on each other and get low. I mean, they all had Glock switches. They're banned. I
And
mean,
they're trying to regulate 3D printing. How are you going to do that?
you can't, man.
You
It's like I
can't.
said, it's out of the hat. The cat,
Yep.
that horse left the barn, man.
Let's remember, every time people,
We came
mankind,
for you MVEs, though. Follow the
yeah,
law.
yeah, and we create something, and then they try to ban it. We always find a way around it. We're pretty innovative when it comes to that, and then they try to ban that, and we find a way around it.
Mhm.
You know what? You just cannot keep certain things down. They can try, and it's all about oppression, and that's why gun control don't work. It's about
Sorry, my
oppression.
mind went in the gutter there for a second.
Yeah, I bet I know exactly where it went. Yeah, Leon says, "Got to mill it right, or you'll get a 3-shot popper." Oh yeah, and if you take a little too much off with the file on a Mini 14, you might get a burst. I'm just saying. Anyway, the Mini 14s didn't have the greatest triggers, but if you take too much off, yeah,
They turned
Anyway.
into a great trigger.
Yeah. Then they turn into a fun gun. But anyway,
Yeah.
no funds can go to enforce fuzzy Biden era engaged in business rule. Well,
Love that.
do you remember what that was, Jamie?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Go
Oh
ahead.
yeah. You
let,
sell.
let everybody tell you. I mean, I know
Yeah,
what
if
it is,
you
but tell
if
them
you were
what it
gonna
was.
sell, like if Clay was gonna sell more than 3 guns a year, he had to report himself as like a business owner. If you couldn't do it, right, Clay, unless you had an FFL.
Exactly. That's exactly. Basically,
Yeah.
they were trying to eliminate private sales without eliminating private sales. And they
Exactly.
were just going to classify you as a business. And once the government declares something, they can't make it illegal. So they declare it illegal through regulation. Then they come and enforce the regulation like law and tell you.
Well, remember, you couldn't even make any profit on the gun that you sold from what you originally bought it for.
That
'cause
made-
then you had to report it as
engaged
a
in
FFL.
business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yep.
mean, yeah, I
So
like
that's
that
gonna
one
go
too.
away.
Let's lose the House and the Senate and get a Democrat elected, because that's a good law. I like that.
Well, basically, everybody who sells on BizMan, you'd all be doing an illegal
Josh
thing.
Shapiro said he'll release the Epstein files, man. We got to get him in there.
There you go. There you go. Leon
Mom
says,
Donnie will too, I'm sure.
You're right here. This is perfect. Where there's a bureaucrat, there's a way. Absolutely. Absolutely.
100%.
So then you got it also now here's what it requires the ATF in all but the most extraordinary circumstance to refrain from revoking or suspending an FFL for initial violations. So what that was, they were coming in and inspecting
Without at least issuing a warning letter.
without a warning letter, but they weren't even doing that. What was happening is they'd come in and say, "Oh, sorry, you didn't dot the I or you didn't cross the T." Literally, this isn't just for the sake of argument. They literally were doing this, saying, "Oh," and then they revoked these people's FFL.
Like shit, like real Nazis would do, not the imaginary Nazi.
Yeah,
that
not the
left plays
imaginary
blue,
one.
like Trump is.
Exactly. So that's going to go away. List of changes on how the ATF's Demand 2 program, which that began under the Clinton
never heard of this.
administration. It was used for name and shame firearms retailers who had an arbitrary number of guns recovered. So what this was, and it was under Clinton.
These guys are crooked.
So if a bunch of guns showed up at a crime scene, or name your crime scene, whether it was a shooting, whether it was a transfer problem, whatever it might be, they would actually release the name of that firearm dealer, and it was so that the antis could go and protest them. Essentially, that's what that was. So you had ongoing investigations. ATF was releasing this information saying, "Hey, we found 20 guns that were all sold at this one location. We think they might have been straw purchases, but we don't know." And then they just release it. You don't
So
do that.
Holder and Obama were the biggest violators of that.
I was going to say they had a little problem with this. Fast and Furious comes to mind, and not the movie.
Clay,
And yeah.
I like this the part here in it too. It says changes include that the time to crime was less than 3 years. So if somebody bought a gun and did a crime within 3 years and it came back to your gun shop, that was the gun shop's fault.
Yes, that's
I
what they
mean,
were doing. They're trying to put it. They were trying to pin it
how
on the
can
gun
your
shop.
warped ass mind blame the gun? I mean, it's blatant. It's just Second Amendment prohibition mindset.
And I bet you can name off the top of your head at least 3 of the states that were doing that the most. Yeah, doxing, right, dog? That's exactly what they're doing. But as far as the 3-year period thing and going after an FFL, it was mostly California, Illinois, and New York.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it was
hey,
more than that,
to
but
say
those were the 3 top
Illinois,
ones.
Cook County. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're really getting rolled on that.
So the last one, no funds can be used to move ATF's canine division from Front Royal, Virginia to another location. Has long been planned to spend more than $40 million to move it to Huntsville, Alabama. I had no clue, that the ATF was planning to move their canine training division. But
why did Democrats always want to change traditions?
I don't know, but I don't care so much if they change it, but don't spend $40 million doing it. If you can do it for free, move wherever the hell you want. But I'm not for spending $40 million just to move from Virginia to Alabama. I don't know what
There
the
had to have been
reasoning
like more
was.
cat owners or something around that town.
Maybe DEI move.
You're offending the cat owners. And I'm a cat owner. I love my cats. Don't get me wrong. But
I love cats too. They taste like chicken.
my kitty got rolled, both of them the other day. They jumped up here and they grabbed old Mohawk here and they started chewing. They haven't been back in Dad's room since.
They don't always land on their feet, by the way. Did you know that?
No, especially when you roll them across the floor and then they take off running like a lightning bolt. They don't come down for a while.
Well, when you punt them off your deck, well, we won't go into that.
I wouldn't do that, but
I'm not a big cat guy. So before we move on, I'm gonna put this up here now. These were Leon's other statements, just so everybody knows.
Shit, I can't see that. You got to blow them up. I still can't. They're
probably a little tough. I'll read them to you.
You got them there, and if you don't,
yep.
I got.
He goes, too many facts don't add up. Evening Jets, Clay's a rhino. I'm just going to read them all. And yeah, I did. I got called one. I couldn't believe it. Blondie Bondi is partially to blame for the PR food bar. I don't disagree.
I mean, I'm with you
one.
on that one.
The prepper boys will survive. I love that one, Leon. If you muddied your blood with the vax, you can just shut your dirty commie mouth. Amen to that one.
Yep.
Love Trump, love his accomplishments, but we can criticize our guy when he makes a mistake. Absolutely. And FYI, I think anything they get from the FBI will be tainted. Too much time in crooked hands. I absolutely agree, and that's actually my ideology on that.
Wow, I mean, me too. That's what I said. No matter what you release, they're going to say it isn't true, man. And
there was too much
that's
time.
Why if I was Trump, I'd say just get out there and really dump the shit and let them hear it, and then they're going to,
release what you got. If it doesn't,
it is tainted, man. It's tainted.
Yeah, if it doesn't interfere with ongoing investigations, but from the time span that it happened to the time span that Trump's people actually got in there, I don't believe that they have much that's of relevance. I really don't, because the other side's really good at covering tracks. They really are.
Way better, right.
And they ain't afraid to do it. So
my main
2008, exactly. It was 2008. Yep.
My main criticism, Clay, is like people on our side who I know voted for Trump, and like they're bitching at Trump like he's some crooked ass son of a bitch now somebody owns him, which is not freaking true. Are they? Clay Travis said it and agreed on it. He said they're not handling this well, which they're not. I don't understand. Trump shouldn't have came out and blasted people and told them they were chuckleheads or whatever the hell he did.
I agree. I was listening to Clay and Buck.
He's probably just sick of the criticism, which because he knows he's probably not wrong and he's hearing shit. But get out and clarify it more. Then say, here it is. Here's what I'm going to release. I'm not releasing videos of little kids getting raped. Because Bondi said damn near all of it's freaking damn child porn. She said nobody's watching that shit.
And I agree with that.
Me too.
I do agree with Clay and Buck. One thing about spending a lot of time in the tractor during this time of the year, I get to listen to all the current events, and I'm really in the camp of Clay and Buck. I don't think there's much there to release that's relevant anymore. I think the stuff that there is tainted. I think they handled it poorly. The best thing they could have done is come out and said, we really don't have a hell of a lot, but here's what we have. take a look at it if you like. We've released what we can. We're not releasing kitty porn. And you guys can come to your own conclusions. We wish we had more, but we don't.
President Trump, did you hear that? Clay just told you exactly what you need to say right there.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's that simple.
Leon says, cats, come on, man. Leon, man, I love
agree.
freaking cats. I grew up I had 3 dogs. I'm tired of dogs. When you leave, a dog's like a little baby. You can't leave them home for more than a day. They got to go feed them, and they got to go out and piss and shit. Axe, matter of fact, Axe has cats, man. Cats and dogs. So
Yeah, but he runs through his garage naked. So, I mean, come on.
I mean, among other places.
But I'm not a cat lover. I like the cats in the barn where they kill mice and eat them. I'm good with them there as long as they stay up there. But unfortunately, I'm overruled here. So we have 3 of the worthless Democrats. I call them Democrats because they eat shit and sleep, don't contribute nothing, and expect things from you. So I don't know. You know what? Hey, Leon, evidently we got you working here. Bondi is a big problem. So I don't disagree at all on that. I've never cared for Bondi as a choice. I wanted Gates. I don't know what happened with Matt Gates. We probably never will. I thought
what happened was he wasn't going to get enough votes, and they were going to waste time trying it, which pissed me off. I wanted Matt Gates in there too.
Bondi has been. I mean, she had kind of a checkered record coming in. We all knew it. I figured, though, that he probably picked her because he could get her confirmed. And that does come into play. As you know, Jamie, how many times I said it, it's what you can pass, not what you want.
Right. So here's what I said. The one thing Trump sucks at, Clay, is picking attorney generals, because he picked Jeff Sessions, who was a great senator and a complete weasel when he was AG to Trump. Bob Barr. Jabba the Hutt freaking sucked ass as AG, and now he's got Pam Blondie, and unless she can turn her freaking ship around right now,
I don't think she can. I think she's the one that has to fall on the sword. But my prediction is nothing will happen until after the midterms, because he will not replace her or ask for her resignation unless he knows he can get the guy he really wants in there, or the woman. And that's very dependent on how the midterms go. There's no way he's going to try to get rid of somebody midterm here. Not even midterm. Hey, everybody, we're only like 6.5 months into his first. I know it seems like he's been there forever. He's done so much. We're only 6.5 months into this thing. So he's not going to replace her until after the midterms, if it happens. Okay. That's my prediction. I know politics too well. I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, I'm not going to do it.
I'm going to disagree with you. If he's going to get rid of her, he ain't waiting that long.
He won't get rid of her. Not going to happen. I'll bet you a little 18 of that Coors Light water.
All right. I'll bet you're saying
she won't. If she goes, it'll be after the midterm.
All right. I got to see what she's going to say in the next couple of weeks, because she's got to come out and knock one out of the park, and then after that, I'll make a bet with you.
I mean,
I'll make a little bet with you.
I think that Trump being Trump, because Trump is a manager. Okay, he's not a politician in the sense of a politician. I'm sure that they had a pretty frank conversation, and this is probably her last chance to turn it around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him. Yeah, he might say, "Hey, we're all on one team," and I get that. I've done the same thing with things I've run, but behind the scenes, I'm like, "All right, boys, get your shit together. You're fucking gone." I mean, I've said that to people. And I said, no more dicking around. Your ass is fired if you don't get on board and get on what I want to do. I'm the guy in charge, so freaking get behind it or be gone. I have said that, and it worked. And I bet you that's kind of how Trump's conversations go. And you should, if you're the guy in charge, be in charge. Period.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more there, Clay. All right.
Yeah, Brian, they're lawyers. What the hell do you expect? Oh, yeah, there's still edits in my incoming. Okay.
So, Leon, I will tell you, X will frickin', as much as Elon says he's Mr. Free Speech, Big D swinger, he's not. I've been punished on there more than a few times. So
yeah, I haven't been punished, but I don't go on there a lot, so that's probably why.
Or put in jail, whatever. Your comment and the other ones will not be shown in the feed for 2 days and shit. And I'm like, well, I thought you agreed with free,
So there you go, Jamie. See,
Well, Leon texted me back. He said he's coming on with me next Wednesday. So
Awesome, man. I'll be tuned in because, like I said, I'm going to be on vacation in the hills in my camper. I don't have time. Yes, before you get on my freaking case, I know how to pack bearings and wheels. I don't have no freaking time to do it. I took it to a guy that can do it and get it done because that's his job. So,
perfect. There's nothing
getting
wrong
that
with
done, I'm going to hook onto the camper next week on Tuesday in the morning, and we are heading to the hills, and I will be pretty much unavailable. Does that sound
See,
fun?
Leon and Doug think that X is sniping their comments, but it's
Oh.
it's Clay because I can't do anything. I'm
Yeah.
just like a guest on tonight.
Yeah, I know this is weird because usually you can hit them comments. Yeah, I just had a comment that wouldn't go through myself. Well, let me go over here and look. And you are right. I do not see it there. See, I'm hooked. I've got X up and running on my other screen, so I have central command.
Everything's
down here.
coming through on Facebook and YouTube. So
Yeah, but we don't want you going there anyway.
No, I don't want you going there. But if you want to throw a comment up, that might be your.
Or just text.
Or text me and
Jamie.
Clay, and we'll read it.
More Jamie, because I'm running everything. So text Jamie.
All right. Yeah. Hold on here. I got one. All right. Here we got one from 2A701 here at Kelsey Glauser 9. Bush, Obama, Trump started in his first term. Biden's auto pen.
Okay.
I don't know what that means really, though.
Yeah, but I
Bush,
think he
Obama.
I think he meant
Trump.
to say a few more things.
Yeah, maybe they sniped him in midterm. The other ones, all the other ones came through there. He sent me, so.
Hey, cool. We've had two or three reposts here in the last couple of minutes of the live, so thanks for that. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I see what it just said. Even on Facebook, we picked up a subscriber since we started the live. So.
I mean, as long as I'm on here, I might as well be looking at that stuff, right?
Right. All right, Clay. Tell you what, should we Brian says the same things happened to him. So
yeah.
I mean, Elon's, he did that to me before he got in his war with Trump.
I don't know if it's true, but I guess old Elon changed his number and he's not talking to nobody. So whatever, man.
Well, by the way, again, the Doge cuts. How many billion did they pass the cuts in? And by Clay, NPR
and codified it.
NPR.
Wasn't that nice?
Those bastards have been pieces of shit, anti-American leftists for how long, and they're unfunded now. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, Elon. Thank you, Republican-controlled House and Senate, for codifying that. We don't have to worry about them assholes getting.
I am in disagreement with the group that wants to put his head on Mount Rushmore. Leave Mount Rushmore alone. It's fine how it is. Plus, who knows? If you started jackhammering up there, you'd probably lose the whole damn thing.
Yeah, so, don't do that. Don't
do that. That's a no-go. I like
make Trump, a big freaking statue for the guy somewhere if you want. I agree with that.
Make a big, beautiful gold statue.
Big, beautiful. Oh, yeah. Okay, anyway. Clay. Should we? What you said you had? So what do you want to do? We got plenty of shit to talk about. We're not getting to it. All I'm saying.
We're not getting to it. I think let's do your Minnesota thing. Mostly because I have firsthand experience of hunting in these areas.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, there's been anybody in Minnesota or anybody who hunts
move unless you vote Democrat. Move.
yeah. You saw the guy running for mayor of Minneapolis or to take over for Jacob freaking Freiling.
Yeah.
So 2025, because I think who runs the Republicans own the House or the Senate there, or both?
I don't know, but if they are, they're going to be swishy ones because it's pretty hard to get elected with a majority.
I want to say they took over both of them now again, barely. But anyway, the 2025 Minnesota legislative session brought some big changes for hunters in the state of Minnesota. The most significant being the repeal of the shotgun-only hunting zone regulation, which is going to be effective Jan 1, 2026. Same time the $200 comes off of your I'm the captain now. Yeah, that's what Dougie said. That's going to happen in Minneapolis, unfortunately.
I'll interrupt you here. December 2024, Republicans gained control of a temporary majority in the Minnesota House after Democrat Curtis Johnson decided not to appeal a ruling regarding his residency, where then he had to step down. So control might be short-lived, blah, 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 blah. So right now, I guess they still control it barely. in the house.
Okay.
That's what it looked like.
We'll take a barely controlling over a
Yeah.
barely not.
It's better than a super majority that votes 50-50 like North Dakota. But
Leon said, damn it, Doug, you type faster than me when he said, I'm the
I'm the
captain.
captain now.
Look at me, Jacob Fry. I'm the captain. Anyway, the Senate passed the Environment Omnibus Bill, removing the shotgun-only hunting zones in the state on June 9th outside of regular session. Thanks to the repeal, Minnesota hunters who pursue deer in southern Minnesota will be allowed to use rifles during the 2026 firearms deer season. There will be no changes this fall, unfortunately, but whatever.
Yep.
At least they're going to change it. Previously, only shotgun slugs, muzzle loader, fuddle loaders, and some handguns were allowed for deer hunting in the southern and western zones. NRA ILA, which, hey, they're in it. This isn't even an NRA article, Clay, and the NRA is working for your hunting and gun rights.
No, they don't do nothing. According to Gumshoe, according to Cody Gumshoe, they don't do nothing.
Yeah, no way. And NRA reports that more than the 80-year-old law was installed, this is cool, Clay, because I didn't really know why they actually I have my like the bullets are going to fly too far. That's what I thought, right? And pretty much everybody.
Well, that's what they told you. I'm not. I'll interject here because I've actually hunted in this area because that's where a good buddy of mine is from, and we used to go there a lot in college. But they actually DNR out there. That's what they call their game and fish, essentially. That's what they told everybody. In fact, their handbooks back there in the late 90s said that this was a shotgun unit because it was so heavily populated with people. We couldn't have you using rifles. That's what they were teaching people. What?
Really?
Imagine that. The government was lying? Why don't you enlighten us?
All right. So Clay's right. Yeah, I mean, that's the rumor, right? That was the rumor, Clay. Old Dog Holiday. But State Senator Steve Daskowski, Republican, Mazeppa, I'm not sure who that is, says back then deer herds were decimated and the DMR was trying to limit deer harvest. He added that the DNR at the time did not control hunting in Minnesota by issuing hunting permits like it does today. The idea was to give deer a better chance at survival. The shotgun-only zone spanned across Minnesota, and we'll get into this a little more here until I say what their zone was here. Just north of Moorhead, south towards Alexandria, across to St. Cloud. I am your captain now, St. Cloud, and ending in the St. Croix River near Taylor Falls.
Yes.
Draskowski says today's southern Minnesota deer population is growing to the point that overpopulation helps lead to the spread of, this tunnel like Clay, CWD. They kind of get their CWD hooks in there. The state even hires alleged sharpshooters, because I want to see how sharpshooters they are, with rifles to thin the deer herds with the hope of reducing the spread of CWD. It's not going to happen that way.
When I was hunting out there, me and my buddy Johnson, and when his roommate was from Alexandria, and he was from the Litchfield area, but we used to go hunting around that Alexandria area, even the Litchfield area, and they were shotgun units for what you were saying. And the reason was they said population. Well, I can tell you right now, it's so wooded that there are so many whitetail
and that's
in
what
those areas. So it worked. I guess going to a shotgun only unit worked to bring the deer herd population up. As far as CWD, I don't see it. It's mostly white-tailed, not mule deer, and they primarily affect mule deer. So that CWD thing's a bunch of crap as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But they needed to do something. The little sharpshooter things they were doing, even in the late 90s, it was like us trying to control prairie dogs by shooting them. It don't work. There's just so many deer out there.
Yeah, let me do it if you're going to do it.
Issue.
So here's where he gets into what the real reasoning was too, Clay. Part of the other, an article in Minnesota's DNR's Deer Notes newsletter explained that at the time of the ban, shotguns were significantly less accurate than rifles. They are now too, but not, especially longer distances, they say yes. Their limited effective range required hunters to get much closer to their targets, which naturally reduced the harvest rates. Limiting hunters to shotguns was done to support the recovery of the region's deer population. Right. And obviously now fuddle loaders far more accurate. Right. You got the preloaded, what do they call it? You stick the charge in the back, the white thing. It's got the The powder's all stuck. It's just a little looks like an Alka-Seltzer
Well, you've
thing
got
to me. They stick
Sabbath,
in
and
there.
then you can put the little powder charge that's pre-done, and you can use a
Yeah,
209
the powder
primer.
charge looks like a little like Alka-Seltzer tablet, and I mean, you still got to run. I think you still got to run the Sabbath down the bore, right?
You do. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, you can reload it. It's a break open. You put it in there and snap it shut, and which I don't know. I'm fine with that. But even then, I mean, for 200 yards, So Paul Burr, Minnesota's acting big game program coordinator, said it's important to recognize that the performance gap between modern shotguns, muzzleloaders, and rifles has narrowed substantially. He says, while rifles still offer a longer, effective range, particularly beyond 150 to 200, many modern shotguns and funnel loaders are more than capable within the distance. I can't help it. Most hunters are comfortable taking shots. Ultimately, regardless of the firearm used, it's still up to the hunter to know their limits and take only ethical, high percentage shots. So in terms of harvest capability, the practical difference may not be as dramatic as it first appears.
Right. And with all that going on, I don't disagree that technology's helped a lot. I mean, you've got rifled barrels for shotguns specifically for slugs, and now you've got the Sabbats, which have essentially a pointed bullet just like any other.
Yeah, it looks like a massive SST.
Yeah, they're shooting a 209 primer. Some of them, you just like, I have one of those kind of muzzle loaders that I've never shot, but I have shot some, but not my own. It's not my thing. I could care less. That's why I have a repeating rifle. I'm not interested in going back. Cheating. I'm good with cheating. Anyway, but it don't matter. So in 1942, when this was actually established, you're right. They're correct when they said they weren't even issuing tags. You kind of just went out and shot deer, and it was considered subsistence. I mean, I went and kind of did a little background on this. Now it's not that way. They issue tags. Tag system helped, right? Numbers went up, and to me, it looks like when I was looking at some of the records, there was a lot of clear cutting going on. Think about that in the 40s, where people were clearing ground to farm. Now a lot of that is wooded over. I mean, I don't know about you if you've ever hunted out there, or anybody listening. It's so freaking thick.
I wouldn't want to hunt there, to be honest with you, Clay.
I mean, I've been
not even bow hunt.
I've been bear hunting and deer hunting in Minnesota.
That's why they get 3 tags. There's so many damn deer because of the thick woods. And
it's tough to hunt because you can't see the son of bitches. I mean, most of your shots out there, even in the clearings, are 100 yards, at least where I was hunting.
Yeah.
And I did get to hunt rifle up north. I was up there in that Gonvick area, up there kind of up against the Red Lake in the reservation. And then I've been down in Alexandria and around Litchfield. You don't get long shots. You just don't. And so I think that more so issuing tags from the 40s on, basically after that probably helped a lot. Because pre that, there was absolutely no regulation on how many deer you could take. And there was a lot more open country from what I could see, which would make sense. Think about it. People came out here too, even east, and they cleared trees, they farmed it, and now people are going the other way. They planted trees or they let the natural landscape take over. And it's wood. I mean, there are trees everywhere in Minnesota.
Yeah. So my friend Michaela is a young gal that works at one of the dental offices from northwest Minnesota. Didn't even know she hunted, but we started, because I BS with these gals in the front. And
right.
And
hot,
she said,
hot, huh?
she what? Yeah, she's fairly attractive, but
there you go.
she was talking about coyote hunting. I said, well, you got a deer hunt then if you coyote hunt. Yeah. And I said, well, where you deer hunt, is it pretty wooded? Yeah, it is. It's kind of, so what's your farthest shot? She said just under 300, which I said, that's kind of a long shot actually for Minnesota, not. Yeah, it is. So they must hunt in a cleared area, and 243, which she uses. So, but yeah, it's good. Clay, you'd be surprised. There's the gals that I talked to at these front desks of the dental offices, far more deer hunting women than you'd ever would think.
Really?
Like there's so many, and eventually I end up talking to some of them, and I say something like, yeah, I got a buck tag, and I'm like, you deer hunt? Oh yeah. There's one gal quit, and I went to work up in Washburn, but man, she had huge freaking whitetails. Yeah, this one ain't too bad, and I'm looking at it going, not too bad.
Not too bad. What the heck?
Yeah, she deer hunted every year, but yeah, I mean, I'll give this guy credit. This Paul Burr, he kind of was on board with it, saying, if anything, it'd get a lot of people in who own rifles and don't hunt with muzzle loaders down there, get them into hunting. So You know, and Dougie says is the same idea for the straight wall cartridge case hunting only. I mean, I think so, right? I mean, I think
suppose that was the
or is that
idea
one when they
behind
came
it?
out with it, kind of like you can only, it's not going to shoot as far, because that was straight walls like for hunting. I mean, is that more of course, I don't know. Lever actions were kind of the.
Yeah, I mean, so you take these, late 1800s up to 1942. It's like a 50-year span in there. I mean, think about it. If you wanted to shoot long distance, you were using your sharps, you were using stuff like that. Lever actions, you could do well, but shotguns and slugs after that, after the 40s, they were really short range and they weren't as accurate. They didn't even have, a lot of people weren't even shooting rifle barrels through them at that time.
Yeah, tight
So,
wads.
yeah, tight wads.
So Clay, one more part on this here, and then we'll move on. But I found this interesting. I didn't know this. So Minnesota Deer Hunters Association says that counties within the current shotgun zone can now enact their own restrictions on firearms for deer hunting, but only via public hearings, ordinances, and transparent notice procedures. Minnesota Deer Hunters Association says this repeal addresses the frustrations held by many over the outdated regulations while enabling community-driven changes, which I think that's pretty cool, right? You're your own unit and you want it changed. You can go there and make your voice heard instead of Game and Fish just saying, bend over and take it.
Yeah, I do like that. And, it's like in South Dakota, you have the Game Commission you can appeal to. In North Dakota, you got the legislature. Legislature in North Dakota sets Game and Fish laws and regulation.
I mean, pretty much does what Game and Fish wants.
They do, but so David says, "Hey, are we going to have a fuddle loader challenge?
I'm in. I think that'd be an awesome idea.
Kind of fun, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd love to do a fuddle loader.
Dougie says, "Sit on the highway and wait for him to come to you." It's about like that. I'm telling you, it's like I was up in that Gonvick, Clearwater. It's north of was it Fawcett in or something? So I got some weird
names. Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett. I wish. I'll go hunt cougar then. But anyway, so Doug says sounds fun. But yeah, that was pretty cool up in that country. A lot different than I thought.
10 yards.
Sluggo at 10 yards. There you go.
We got to go freaking at least 80.
At least I guess I'd have a reason to take that brand spanking new muzzle loader that I have never.
I've never even shot a fuddle loader, Clay.
I have, but not my own. I have an inline. I won it at a banquet because no one was buying tickets. So I bought a bunch of tickets and I won the damn.
I think that'd be fun. Actually, that'd be great.
Yeah. Well, that's Wisconsin, Doug's. I think Wisconsin's worse than Minnesota for trees, and I think you're right. I mean, Wisconsin's got trees everywhere. To me, where I live, unless we planted a tree, there aren't no trees.
By the river. When we did the deer harvest numbers, wasn't Wisconsin number one?
I think they were number one for deer accidents, weren't they?
No, for just deer harvest numbers. Remember we did
probably are. Yeah, I think you're right. But I think they're number one up in this area, in the Midwest for deer vehicle collisions. Yeah, I think so. Well, in Minnesota too. If you hit a deer with your car, all you gotta do is call the game warden, I think, or the sheriff, and they'll give you a tag. You can keep it. You can take it home and butcher it. Isn't that kind of nice?
Well, I mean, depends on where you hit it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I hit it with my diesel, probably don't want to do that. If I hit it with a car, the car will be totaled, but I'll get some meat, I guess. Deer are the four-legged highway patrol. You can't speed or they will smack a dozen. There you go. So, all right, we're coming up on 8:30, 9:30 Central. Let's do a quick ad. We'll come back, and I don't know. I think I got a happy ending chronicle unless you got another article you want.
No, let's hit it. I do, but hey, I could save them for next week when Leon and I are on, because we're getting. Yeah. We're already past an hour and a half. Yep, we got high energy pretty quick, and when you and I got,
I wasn't feeling it when I got on.
Somebody lit the fuse there on us.
I think that just happens, don't it? So, okay. We're going to take a big one. We'll give everybody a little extra tonight. And plus, then everyone can take a break and use whatever facilities they have, including us. So, all right, we will be back in about 4 minutes, and we're probably going to wrap this up, give you a few announcements, and then have a good rest of the week.
Talk a little video we made here, too, real quick.
There you go. Perfect.
located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake.
Make no mistake.
Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Looking for the best gun gear for every and any situation? Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton Laser Craft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton Lasercraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton Lasercraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton Lasercraft, where memories are engraved.
All right, we are back. And hey, thanks everybody for tuning in here. Our numbers are actually pretty good tonight. It was a beautiful evening. It's been rainy, so I don't blame everybody for being out and about. I know Eric's not on because I know he's celebrating birthday parties.
So I got a text here, Clay, from a great follower of the show here, young man, great young guy here, Luke Sabbath says, "When's Clay coming to town for a meet and greet next?"
Boy, that's a good question. It'll be at least, I might be coming up to, I got to talk to Michael, but I imagine coming up, that first Monday
in August. Yeah.
In August. I always come up and do that in person. It's just easier. So probably on the 4th. I try to do a bunch of stuff there. So
if not that, you got to get in on one of the steel challenges you're going to have. And we might use Clay's antelope there for the first one, maybe, huh?
I got to go down and pick that up. I haven't even been over to Wayland to get that. So I got to get over there. But I haven't, honestly, since I started hand, I really haven't been anywhere. I took a day off, and that was during Boss Common Saturday to go and do the car show and the poker run. And
Mhm.
I mean, we spent all that time getting that pickup going. I'm going to drive the damn thing. By the way, Jamie, I may be bringing that up there on the 4th so I can do one of those Mandan, because I've got a few miles on it. I
Okay.
got just shy of 600 miles on it. I feel confident now it's ready to go.
Awesome.
So, if nothing else, I'll call you and
Yeah.
bring a trailer.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. Speaking of our sponsors there, Clay, I bought a couple firearms from our man, Little Angry Man Arms down there.
Yeah.
And what city's he in again? Not Timberlake.
Trail City.
Trail City, South
Just outside of Trail
City,
Yep.
South Dakota. Little Angry Man Arms. Very reasonably priced Ruger Gen 1s. I know I talked about doing my homemade rattle can job on them there. Got a little peek of that there, the video Axe and I did out of his place. We did a head-to-head kind of, Clay, shooting groups with the same ammo, and then we kind of went out to 300 yards and shot. The stub actually outshot it, like accuracy-wise, I think, on the group.
Really?
So a little farther out there, I would say I let Axe shoot the Predator. I got a Ruger Ranch and a Predator. I think at a little longer range that Predator would. But I mean, I wasn't really settled on the ammo I had. It shot real good groups, but it's 50 grain. I'm more 55 grain. But yeah, you guys check that video out. Good,
Yeah,
fun
absolutely.
video to watch there. We got the velocities and the groups and shooting some jugs and watermelons and Dougie's steel there. And it's like a 25-minute video, but you can find out all our YouTube, Facebook.
Right here. Follow the link. Right
Yeah,
there it is.
there you go. Perfect.
YouTube.com. You can go right there, G&T701, click it on in there and take
Yeah.
a look at it. It's about 25-minute videos. Good video, I thought.
And tell me what you think of my camo job there. You can tell me it sucks and you can hurt my feelings. Axe thought it was pretty good. He's like, oh shit, I think I like that. Okay.
I mean, I really didn't think it looked all
We'll
that
see how
bad,
it holds
honestly,
up.
bud. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a good video. If you do a good job on them, and trust me, it's Jamie that makes those. I don't have the time to do it. Looks like it was smoky.
We
that
took
day.
so much shooting them groups and cutting that down, and I mean,
Yep.
I left some of the bullshitting we did in between, but you got to cut. I mean, that takes a freaking long. I actually took me like 2 nights. I was just doing shit. And I said,
I'm telling you right now, people, you don't understand what goes into make a 25-minute video.
No, not even. No. The 25-minute one. We did a short too. If you guys didn't catch that one, we did a short Axe shooting his Rock Island Armory 10mm. It kind of did try to do like a first-person perspective. I know it was pretty cool. I don't think Axe missed anything, and he blew shit up. It was it had a shit ton of views on. I couldn't make it into a short on YouTube, which kind of screwed us out of probably a couple thousand views because the format I used our camera, not the iPhone. But yeah, on Facebook it is doing quite well on there. So
good, yeah. Them shorts, I mean, I did one just a little on the classic vehicles. Got over.
Turned out
yeah, so I mean, the shorts are where it's at. We all know
it is, man. It sucks, but whatever. We'll get some this weekend too and go back to the farm.
No, I thought Axes was good too. I do go watch them. I mean, it's
there you go. You got it right there.
Up there. Yep, and he's just drilling them and having fun and shooting too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, the old 10mm. Yeah, I think he said he got a hell of a look at that water. He squared that up, man. Watermelons flying everywhere in that sucker. There you go.
And I know you love watermelons. So.
What's that again? Rock Island.
Got a little matrix there.
I noticed your editing skills have come a long ways from.
You're not the first person to tell me that.
I mean, all of our stuff has. I went and watched some of our early stuff. Everybody, thank you for sticking in there with us.
Yeah, Dave, appreciate you, buddy.
It was pretty primitive. So yeah, hey David, I'll get you some fancy Freedom Dispenser coupons. I like that. We'll get them. I know he's also pre-sold another 15 that he doesn't have, so we'll get them to you. If nothing else, David, I'll drop them in the mail. Today is Wednesday.
Etched in laser etched Freedom rods, do you? I sent you them pictures. You don't have any of them loaded up, do you?
I don't know. I don't.
All right, so
I should have them.
Put them on there, and I'll get it.
So I'll tell you what. So this isn't the happy ending chronicle I was going to do, but the one I found I'm going to do on Friday because it took place in Minnesota, and it's just I want to put that on K Fire. It's just so much fun when me and Todd talk, especially with Todd being from Minnesota. But this one comes from Redmond, Washington, not Washington, Washington. All right,
Washington.
and I'm going to call this it's a semi-happy
Okay.
ending chronicle because no one died. But all right, there was a late night confrontation over a suspected car thief from a piece of shit that decided he wanted to take a car. And it escalated into a defensive shooting, or otherwise known as justice in our
Yes.
world, outside of the business in Redmond Way. This happened on July 6th. The Redmond police responded around 11 p.m. Incident was unfolding. An employee, he was leaving work. I went and looked a little more into this. I'm adding to this, and he was at a nearby establishment, and he looked over there, and he seen this alleged piece of crap over there. I mean, think about it. You walk out, and here's some dumbass trying to get in your car. Anyway, he was an adult male allegedly attempting. Well, it wasn't allegedly if he was trying to take
I always
it
love
and
it
had the
too,
door
Clay,
open.
when a guy comes out of work, actually working and being a productive member of society, and some piece of shit's over there breaking into his car. All right, go on.
If that guy would have worked as hard, at a job than stealing a car.
So, I
he
mean,
might
Clay,
be,
in my opinion,
not in jail.
a shot to the mid-spine would have been perfectly acceptable here.
A headshot would have been great, but yeah. Anyway,
Like that watermelon axe hit.
Anyway, yeah, there you go. He was attempting to steal this guy's vehicle, so the employee confronted him. The guy then responded with aggression. So when I went and found the local story on it, the guy basically, it was more than aggression. I mean, the son of a bitch was putting up a fight. Well, when he did that, the employee, the great American there, he was a legal carrying handgun owner, and he pulled his defense firearm and he shot the son of a bitch. He struck him once. Unfortunately, not dead, but I guess we probably
enough to make him quit fighting.
He basically just took him down. Suspect was transported to the medical center for treatment, and they saved him. Anyway, authorities confirmed that no other injuries that occurred and no additional shots were fired. The employee, who still remains unnamed, and he still does as of now, even though this took place on the 6th. He stayed at the scene and he cooperated with the investigators and the police. And I can't stress this enough. If you're in those situations, don't run, stay there. You're not the one that did anything wrong, but you have to talk to the police officers and get your story and let them know exactly what happened. That's the best case scenario. And trust me, do that. Okay. It's plain and simple. Social media responses. This is what I liked on the social media responses. The comments ranged, of course, but I like the one. One user noted, sounds like they properly used their firearm to eliminate an immediate threat without taking a life. Of course, other people are like saying, well, you shouldn't have done it. There was some great comments on it.
You shouldn't have done it. Let him take your car. You got insurance.
Well, yeah, that's what he said. He goes, an insurance claim might have been a better way. No, this was the best way.
Hey,
this guy got to
maybe said piece of shit can try and see if he's got insurance to pay for his gunshot wound.
Yeah. Well, it's just like we have to carry an uninsured motor vehicle. Why? Isn't it a law? Everyone's got to have insurance. But anyway, so the employee, he acted lawfully. The way it looked, he definitely was cooperating.
I can't zap these guys. No charges have been filed.
Yeah, I see that every once in a while. K-Fud. Yeah, he's a fud, ain't he? There we go. We'll just add him to the. We'll just add him to the block.
All right.
Anyway, so that's why I call it a semi-happy ending chronicle, but still, it's better, I guess. Like I said, no one wants to kill. I mean,
that was a great story. They didn't say where he hit him with the slug, freedom seed.
No, even when I went to the local deal, it said nothing. So the details are pretty limited coming out of there for whatever reason. So, no, this guy, he just won't give up.
Long game. So Luke texted me, said, you must, what the heck did he say about doing some haying? He said, you must have better weather making hay down there. Every time they try to cut hay, it drains just enough to shut them down.
We had about 5 days of 80 to 90 degrees. And yeah, we took advantage. That's why I went and got that other cutter so I could really cut. I got about 80 acres laying down. It hasn't been rained on a lot.
I was impressed how fast you were driving through.
Oh, that was fantastic. I don't know if I can go back to
that sucker was hauling. Yeah,
Like I said, I might be going to, was it Twin Valley or Twin Brooks,
I thought you
Minnesota?
were gonna say
It's
Twin
east.
Buttes.
Yeah, east and north of Fargo
Hey,
Moorhead a
freaking
little ways,
cut her
about
up here in Buttes
362
for
miles
you,
from here.
Peterson.
Go to the Buttes. So I might be buying that. I don't know. I made an offer on the machine today, but I'm gonna have 2 machines because you got to have a traditional. But hey, if we can start cutting with 2 machines, I'm happy with that because we got 2 balers and a rake. I like putting up hay fast.
Did you bale anything
Plain
up
and
yet
simple.
then?
Yeah, I have everything baled except that last
I
stuff I
got you
did.
again. Well, what are you getting per
Pretty
acre?
good. About 3.5 bales.
Jeez, man, you are doing
yeah.
good then.
Well, we've had a lot of rain. We had 14 inches of rain, and that was before we got that extra rain in between. So yeah, it's been a good year down here. We
Awesome.
haven't had a year like this in a long
Awesome.
time. So I mean, some fields did 4, some did 3. So I had one do 2.5, but as an average, I'm about 3.5 bales an acre. That's fantastic.
I mean,
down
that's freaking awesome. Did you?
here. And I'm haying everything I can except my cricks. I know people think I'm insane when I don't hay some of this area. That's where I like to
Goddamn
hunt
trophy
on them 2
hunters,
pieces of land.
leaving shit for them.
Yeah, well, I look at it this way. I like to hunt birds,
Yeah.
that, and I like to hunt deer. That's the 2 quarters that hold the most game. And yeah, I don't need that hay. I can get
So what do
hay
you?
anywhere this year.
You kicking up a lot of birds? You seeing any or
Tons of
chicks? Or are you
birds.
seeing? How about deer? You see any big deer in Valwood?
Tons of deer, tons of bucks.
Both
I've
muley,
seen
buddy?
whitetails. Yeah, whitetail and mule, mostly mule deer, but the whitetails look good this year if EHD stays. But Jamie, the amount of birds, I haven't seen this many birds. I don't know, 20
That's
years.
awesome, man. I love it.
Seriously. I mean, I haven't had birds like this, and they all got big little tassels of chicks. And you can tell some have had late ones. They must have lost them, but
Yep.
some are big and flying, some are little. But so I've been leaving strips too, because them damn hawks, they like to circle and wait for you to cut it all, and then them birds keep moving towards that uncut. So I just been leaving a little strip there so them damn hawks can't
Bird
come
of
down and
prey,
take my
you can't
bird.
shoot those.
Yeah, and you know what? I do it all without a government payment. I just do it because it's the right thing to do.
I appreciate that. Hey, Clay, not only that,
I
people
don't.
bitch about. Guess what? When Clayton does that, that's helping his neighbors out too, man. Because if their shit gets eaten down or grazed down, or they hay everything down to nothing. Guess what? Birds and the deer that are on Clay's, they eventually move around there. So you bitch at Clay.
They do.
If Clay don't let you hunt there, don't worry. Clay's shit's still helping you out. You just got to get out there and have your ass there at the right time on your own shit.
There you go. That's about the right. Yeah. I just, you know what? I'm really transforming things. I think I've been telling you my plan. And here, it's a 5-year plan. In 5 years, I should have a pretty nice hunting paradise here for you and me and all my friends and family. If you don't know me, especially antelope hunting.
I was just going to ask you see any antelope running around or not?
Oh my God. More antelope than I've ever seen. And every single doe I've seen has twins.
Awesome. And the muleys I seen up at our place, I think every one of them had twins. There's another freaking. I think every one of them had twins too, which was awesome. I put that little short out there, but buck was. I saw a bunch of.
And I mean, twins. I did see one mule deer doe had triplets. Hopefully, they all survived. And then the bucks. I've seen a lot of bucks this year that they're starting to get their antlers and they're in velvet and they're starting to look good. And things right now look good up here.
Why it's to tell Tom Knapp to make sure to come down for opener.
Get right on that.
Luke says he's seen a covey of partridge on our place for the first time in his lifetime this spring. Yeah, partridge have been.
I was just going to tell you this: the partridge this year are everywhere. I should open up season early. I mean,
and
God,
remember, I know I heard
everywhere.
our man Gene Cox the mayor say, if you try to leave them go, them coveys, he said, don't let them go for more than 2 years because they start interbreeding and they get duck feet.
Well, and they'll die off anyway. I've been reading a little about partridge. They go on cycles, and there's really nothing we can do to make it.
How do you like to make a partridge when you eat it, Clay?
Oh, I take and I breast it out. It's a darker red meat. Make like a little nugget out of it. That's what I do. And then, yeah, I'll basically brown that, and then I'll put a breading on it.
Red Angus fat or that red? I mean, not red Angus. God dang it! I tried to get you there.
Red Gelby. No, actually, we'll fry it up with a little breading with Danelle makes ghee from our milk cow from the
What's
milk fat,
ghee?
butter fat. It's basically like Crisco, only it's good for you. It's natural.
So
It
maybe it
comes
is
right
like that
straight
stuff
from the milk.
RFK said to fry.
Kind of, probably. We do have our own
I mean,
tallow around here
if
too.
you've never eaten anything deep fried, not either. It tastes way better. Like deep like beef fat, deep
Oh
fried. I mean,
yeah,
my grandma used to do the lard, render the lard for the pigs.
we grind our own flour here. We make Danelle makes ghee, she makes butter. We make cheese. That milk cow produces a lot of things you want, and the flavor. Honestly, after you eat it, you don't want to eat the junk.
Yeah.
Honestly, it don't
To
taste
this
the
day,
same.
Clay, there's not any cottage. I mean, I've had something relatively close, but my grandma's homemade cottage cheese on the farm, nothing ever even come close
Yep,
to that.
we do that too. Diane likes to make that, so Diane makes that, and
Oh,
she has that perfected. I mean, that is the best cottage cheese
so other than eating it
that
straight,
you're
my
ever gonna
favorite way
get.
to eat cottage cheese is you bake potatoes. You don't eat them all, and I like to slice them and fry them up with some onions in the pan and
Yeah.
some butter, and then take it out and put cottage cheese over the top of that. And oh my god,
No, never
oh my
tried
god,
that.
my daughters
So,
love it
we
too. I
got a
think.
pretty good garden. This year we got a lot of taters out there. I mean, Jamie, we don't really buy much
Mm-hmm.
food here. I mean, the staples, we buy a little sugar, but we've replaced a lot of sugar even in our bread that we make. I
Okay,
shouldn't say
Coke's
we.
actually going
And
back to straight sugar now.
well, they should. And right now, Danelle has converted everything over pretty much with honey as a substitute for sugar. So when she makes bread or makes buns, my God, like I said, we grind our own flour, and then she has substituted that. The honey comes from our
Mhm.
place. She uses ghee in place of sugar. Everything here pretty much comes from here.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah, and so the people say, "Oh, I can make it on my own." Yeah, I bet you can't because you're not doing what
Dougie
we
says
do.
all that in a sweatshop.
All that in a
That's what I was
sweatshop.
laughing
That's
at. I love it.
oh, that's good. All right, well, bud, I tell you what, we're just
Yeah,
shy of
we were
2
gonna
hours,
go too, but we
we
did
had some
anyway.
fun.
So
We did anyway.
had fun.
Friday, Mitchell in the morning, of course. 7:15 Mountain, 8:15 in the Central Time Zone. I'll be on there. I have a couple things I'm going to talk about with Todd, and I think I'm going to talk about. I think I'm going to do the MG42.
Love
I
it.
think I'm going to do a World War II. I had several requests for that. I was shocked, but I love it. If you got a request, let me and Jamie know. That's what we love about
Maybe
this.
you should do like the MG. Never mind. I'm not gonna. I was gonna
What's
say
that?
maybe do the
No,
MG42 and then our counterpart, the M19 1930 cal, and
there.
rate of
Let's
fire.
do it.
And
We do.
no, I'm saying you do.
Yeah.
I'm listening in, man. I'm at work.
Well,
I am.
well,
Hey,
we'll see if I can put all that together because you remember I gotta contend with our buddy Todd, so I don't know if I can get all
Luke
that
says
in
you
there.
just need to brew your own beer now.
Probably, but I haven't done that. We do grind our own coffee beans, but we buy them. But anyway, we're gonna be doing that. I won't be here next week. Jamie, I'll talk to
Yeah,
you a little bit more. Maybe I'll hop on
yeah,
Wednesday with
yeah.
you. And
Sounds
I'd
as of
love it.
right now. Leon Francis, there, our buddy from
Yep.
2A701. Hopefully he's coming up. He's gonna come on. If not, you're just gonna get me freaking rolling.
Yeah.
And
And we got to get Jamie set up
yeah,
so his
we're gonna.
computer working. Maybe Leon's gonna have to do some IT magic. We'll
Yeah,
talk with him about that. And Friday, it sounds like next
yep.
Friday
I'll
you're
be
gonna
doing
fill in
Mitchell in
for
the
me
morning for
with
Clay. He's
Todd.
gonna be down in the Black Hills with the family, so I'm gonna be in studio with Mr. Todd
Yep.
Mitchell.
I'm taking a true vacation. I've never been in that southern part much. I've got relatives down there. Be parking my camper at their place, and we're gonna go like the Harney Peak and go hit Pactola. And so we're just gonna go do the things we generally don't do
Awesome.
when we're down there. So
Awesome.
it'll
I know
be
a lot of
fun.
people consider like the Black Hills, like skiing and that, but summertime in the Black Hills is amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. Where we're staying, we're gonna be camped out there around that Hill City area. We may just leave the boys at the camper some night, and at the house there we're staying. Me and Danelle might slip over to Deadwood just for the
Perfect.
hell of it. I know they have that summer concert series going, so we'll see what's
Awesome.
going on.
Well,
Yeah, I'm going down there to forget about the world. I can tell you that.
that's awesome. Awesome, Clayton.
So, all right, everybody, appreciate it. You got anything else you
Nope,
want to
I'm
add,
good,
Jamie?
man. We'll see you guys next
Well,
Wednesday.
Sounds great. Until then, everybody, keep your powder dry. See everybody next week.